on the far side the two guns fitted to the Jaguar GL 3A. The two-seat aircraft only has one gun, simply because they've taken up the rest of the space with the avionics to power up the rear cockpit. But you've got twin Aiden cannons. These are as fitted to the Hunter aircraft, the Lightning, and the Jaguar later on. 30mm cannon shells, as you can see down here, fires at a rate of around about 1,200 rounds. And what you can hear running in the background on this side, that's what that tube is. It's full of electronics, which senses whether the aircraft is coming into a radar-sensitive area, pick up the target. When he's acquired the target on his own headset, he hears an audible sound in his headset. He fires the missile, and from that point on, the missile's on its own. It's looking for the target. It's whizzing off towards the hot end of an aeroplane. It's a heat-seeking missile, gyroscope to keep the aircraft on track by, as the wheel is turning, it's forcing the fin of the missile to go in a certain direction and keeps the missile stable. There's one on each of the fins. And this little aircraft, this actually does, it's a breakdown of the actual bombers. What these do is they all these bombers fly out in a pack. And some explode, which is the phrase that's used in describing weapons. Yeah, if you touch one, and this is where explosive ordnance disposal is quite difficult. You can't actually pick them up to take them away. What you have to do is, when we clear the laser ranger and marked target seeker at the front. Well, the latest principles we use are based on the thermal imaging and laser designator. It's a small pod, much the same size as that pod underneath the aeroplane now, and it's got a head on it which reflects laser light down to the target. He's got a screen in front of him. He looks at the target, locks that laser light beam onto the target. Now, many of you would have seen the news reports where they've been showing the aircraft moving around. It's usually a black and white picture of, say, a bunker or something like that in the Gulf, and there's the crosshairs on that. What he does is he sets that up. The crosshairs stay on the particular target, and usually another aircraft will come along and drop the laser guide. At the back there's a grey forking, it slides back, and inside there it's just like a Gatling gun. It just punches out tubes of the stuff to confuse the radar. The flares are normally fitted in the. If you look at that flag that's hanging down, there's a wedge shape. The flares are fired by that dispenser there. Again, that's just like a small block with various flare shoots in. Find that in a pack to suit the situation. Mark 11 ejection seat. Again, you probably have a closer look at one of those in aircraft maintenance flight.
Welcome to aircraft maintenance flight. I'm Warrant Officer Mac McIntyre. I'm Warrant Officer MIAS here, which means I have the aircraft maintenance flight here and the engine bay across the back. Before we go into the hangar, it's probably just a little quieter out here, so I'll just run through our general purpose. The aircraft you'll see in here are in various parts of disassembly. If you can imagine, take it in very simplistic terms, take it as you would your car. I'm sure each and every one of you will nip out on a weekly basis, check the lights, put fuel in it, actually drive the thing, and away you go. If you have minor problems, you put it into the garage, you haul it back out, and hopefully the garage has repaired it. Not a problem. Once a year, once every 2 years, whatever, your car will go into the garage.
Make sure you go around the back of the servicing tanks to get There's only three, so don't worry. Try this. And that's for the little guys, hunters for the big guys because they couldn't fit in that. And they thought, we're going to need a new training aircraft. So looked at the various proposals, thought this is going to be expensive. So they decided to go halves with the French. And Britain and France both looked at this need for a new trainer at the same time. Eventually they decided that there was a French design, the Breguet 121, would make an ideal advanced trainer for both countries. At the time they wanted supersonic capability, they wanted 2 engines for reliability, as one goes off. Very much like the Americans got the T-38 Talon. This was going to be the British and French equivalent. So we ordered 150 of these two-seat trainers in the mid-60s. Should still be serving for around about 18 months as well. A couple of fixing out of the squadrons, the number of aircraft we've got, until by Easter next year, 41 squadrons will fold, go with 6 squadrons, 2 hunting squadrons. Coming on round the airplane, we want to right round it, and I took that. The single seater and the two-seater are as fast as each other, they can carry as much weaponry as each other. The two-seater can't look after itself and the two-seater can't refuel in flight. All the single-seaters have, under there, well, I say all the single-seaters, 2 of them have them. All the airplanes. It's a flight refueling probe. Little door opens, the probe will come up on an arm, and you can refuel in the flight. Our two-seaters don't have the ability to do that. 30mm Aiden cannon. These things go back in the service probably to most of you lot being in the service. They're an old bit of kit. They started life in the 50s in Hunters, most of these guns. They've been overhauled several times. The shock absorbers, the size of undercarriage we've got. The undercarriage is quite clever in the way it's designed as well. That is not the jack that takes the undercarriage up. The jack is actually tucked away around the back here. The nose and main jacks, both jacks retract backwards. The braking system on it, again, very, very efficient. We've got 2 hydraulic systems on the aircraft operating at roughly 3,000 psi. And each one of those hydraulic systems can supply each wheel. At any one time, 4 of the 8 pistons are working on number 1 and number 2 hydraulic system. There's also a handbrake, there's also an arrestor hook, there's also a brake parachute. So the chances of not stopping the journey are pretty slim. You still have to point the aircraft roughly at the target within about 30 degrees, not now. Now there's a sensor in the top of the canopy and a transmitter on the pilot's head. The pilot looks over to you, click, he's locked a missile on, doesn't have to point the airplane out again.